Is Washington Examiner senior political analyst Michael Barone. Michael, look, the dollar bill's that important to you? You would think someone running for president. I mean, I'm conflicted. These candidates, both of them in some ways don't really seem to want it. I mean, whether it's Donald Trump getting down his rabbit holes or whether it's Hillary Clinton doing something so stupid as to be taking money from Wall Street when she's about to run for president.
Well, the Clintons have made tens of millions of dollars in legitimate income since Bill Clinton left the White House in 2001. And, Hillary Clinton insisting on Bill Clinton giving a paid speech to Morgan Stanley when she's running for president, it suggests almost some psychological problem where her parents, her mother or her father, skinflints, and she resented having to eat, cheap, cruddy macaroni and cheese for dinner every night at the middle-class household they lived in the Chicago suburbs. Questions like that occur to one, and you have to say that the same woman who took off deductions for each pair of men's underwear that the Clintons donated to the Salvation Army back in Arkansas many years ago is still interested in maximizing her dollar output income, even though it's not at all clear that they have any marginal use for the money.
I mean, this is what alarms people. This is what's scary about her, right? Because if the Clinton Foundation, as many claim, is in fact some kind of pay-to-play scam where you're paying for this influence, and we don't have proof of that, but I'll tell you, it sure as heck does not look good. How is it that this smart woman who knows she wants to be president is willing to take these kinds of risks just to make a buck, Michael? And if so, how can someone like that be president? Because, look, she's effectively mortgaging all of our futures then.
Listen, the Clintons have enough money to buy a private plane if they want to, a second, third house. Evidently, Hillary Clinton wants more. There's some kind of insecurity there. I think it may also betray a suspicion on the part of the Clintons that the press will cover up for her. And in fact, that with the connivance of Donald Trump is pretty much what's happening right now. This story about 21 times swearing that Hillary Clinton has no recollection of things that almost any sensible person would say, actually, she does have a recollection. She's just saying that to avoid a perjury count. That obviously is something that is not being covered on other cable news channels, on other so-called mainstream media. And I think the Clintons have the idea that the press will go to bat for them so they
because they're
don't have to
so
obtain.
Desperate, right, not to get Donald Trump in the White House, that they will make sure that they do whatever they need to cover up for her?
Well, I'm acquainted with both Republican and Democratic campaign consultants, and I will tell you the Republican consultants are more worried about scandal stories in the press than Democrats are, because the Republican consultants expect they will be exploited by the opposition and highlighted by the press, and the Democrats are not as worried about that.
Well, maybe they ought to start getting a little worried about it. I'll tell you, none of this looks good. Michael Barone, thank you so much. Good to have you here.
Thank you.